Everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Annette, and today I'm going to show you a really cool technique to make a really fun background for your cards using shaving cream and some ink. These are re-inkers actually from Gina K Designs, and I've pulled a few colors. It's really this technique works well if you use like 3 colors. So I picked Lucky Clover, Medium Lilac, and Powder Blue. And this is going to be a little messy, but it's so fun, and I hope you follow along and then try it sometime. But this, you want to use shaving cream, the foam kind, not the gel kind. And this I just picked up at the dollar store. So you want to give it a good shake, and then you'll want a paper plate or I'm using a ceramic plate here. But you want to use one of these, and you'll need some kind of a spreader tool or like a palette knife or a small squeegee, because we're going to put the shaving cream in here, smooth it out, add the ink, do some swirling, and then lay some cardstock in it. So let's get started. So I'm going to give this shaving cream a quick shake here. Shake it up real good. And you don't want too thick of a layer, but you do want to cover the whole bottom. So just go ahead and give that. This is coming out kind of slow, but you get the gist. We just want to cover this, and then we're going to spread it out. Okay, I think that's enough. And then you just want to give it a nice, just like you're frosting a cake. Just smooth it out all around. I'm going to turn this just to make it easier. Okay. I might have a little too much here on the one side, so I'm just going to spread it out evenly. And let's see if that is sufficient. You want to have a lot of paper towels around too when you're doing this. So let me just wipe this off. And then we'll just start adding the ink. So let's try the Lucky Clover first. It really doesn't matter what order, but you just want to put a drop of ink here and there. Okay, and you just want to repeat that with all your ink colors. Just fill in the gaps here. All right. And then the last color is Powder Blue. And I want to focus on the areas that are white, maybe don't have ink yet. So get that in there. Whoops. Try to keep it on the shaving cream. And then you want to take, you can use the back of a paintbrush, like a paintbrush handle. I'm just going to use this spackle tool, and then you just want to go back and forth and make some swirls. Just go one way and then the other way. And you can even, do diagonal. It doesn't really matter, but you don't want to mix it, too well, but you do want to mix it enough where the colors aren't little globs. You want some swirling going on. Okay, so if you see globs of ink, just go through them. And let's just stop at that and see what happens. So the next step is, I'm trying to contain this mess. I'm trying to be neat in a technique that is just by nature messy. So then you want to take your cardstock. All right. And this is just smooth cardstock. You can use glossy cardstock. You can use smooth matte. You can use watercolor paper. But you just want to drop your cardstock right into the shaving cream and press down. And don't be afraid to press down. You want it to get into the shaving cream, not just resting on top. Okay? So you want to press that down. And then I'm going to just move this to the side for a minute, because I'm going to lay it on my glass mat. If you don't have a glass mat, you can put down aluminum foil or any kind of protective surface, a silicone mat for a baking sheet. This, I'm just going to use the glass mat because I can wipe it off pretty quickly, or pretty easily, I should say. So then you just want to lift your cardstock. I'm not going to go in with my fingers. I'm going to use my reverse tweezers and just grab it. If it'll work, I don't even think it will grab it. I'm going to have to use my fingers. That's okay. And then just drag it up. Okay, and then you have this mess. But watch what happens. Now you want to take a squeegee or a scraping tool of some sort, and you want to just start somewhere and scrape down and then go up the other way. This is where paper towel comes in handy. And there you have a marbleized background. Now you just want this to dry, and then you can trim it down, die cut from it, make a card background with just a nice sentiment on top. But isn't that cool? I'm going to do another one. I'm just going to set this aside to dry. And let's bring this back in. And let's just swirl this again. Let's just do some crisscrosses and bring some of that shaving foam back into the center. Be careful not to mix it too much, or you're just going to get mud. You're just going to get a muddy look. And I am going to wipe some of this down. All right. While I'm here, I'm going to wipe my hands and just get rid of all of this. Put down some new paper towels. Okay, second card panel. Again, just lay it right down. And if you wanted to add more color, you could have before I could have added more color if I wanted to before I laid the cardstock down. And then just pull it up. You can even swirl it. And if you have a lot of white space, just bring it back in. Just bring it back in. And it looks like there's just a ton of shaving cream on there, which there is. And the nice thing about this is no two cards will look alike. They may be similar, but they will not look alike. Okay. And there's the second one. I just love this. That is so cool. And I'm going to let these dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean this out, and we're going to do another technique. Same technique with the shaving cream, but I'm going to use acrylic paint instead of the reinkers. So let me clean this up, and then we'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Everything's cleaned up, ready for round two. So go ahead and just put some shaving cream back in. I don't know why it's not coming out very well in this can. I think I have a defective can, but just work it in. I don't think I'm going to put in as much this time. I think we'll just go with that. And then again, we're just going to smooth it out. And by the way, those first panels I did, they're already dry. It does not take long for this to dry on your cardstock or whatever paper you're using, and then you can make a card. And I will go ahead, when I'm done with this demonstration, we'll go ahead and make a quick card. All right, that's good. Okay, now I'm going to just use, this is just random craft paint that I had in my drawer. I'm going to bring in some metallics because I'm curious to see what that looks like. But I just pulled, this is called Midnight, so it's probably some kind of a black. This is silver and then gold metallic. So let's give this a try. Going in with the Midnight first. And we'll just, this isn't coming out like the dropper that reinkers in drops, so I'm just going to just put some on. And then we'll go in with the silver next. Just drop it wherever it goes. I'm really curious about this color combination, the black, silver, and gold. I think it would be really good for like New Year's cards or anniversary cards or graduation cards, even wedding cards. I really like this gold. I'm so curious what this is going to look like. All right, let's see. Let's get the paints out of the way, and then just as before, we're just going to swirl these in. think I'm going to add, I really like that gold metallic, so I'm going to add some right here, kind of where I missed before. Okay, let's see what we get with that. All right, so I've got my cardstock and we're just gonna press it in. I'm gonna move things over just a little bit so I have room to squeegee this off. And then we'll just pull it up. I'm not even trying to be neat this time. And then take your squeegee tool and just, I don't know if this will even show the metallic. Might not. If it doesn't, that's a shame because it's really pretty. Oh, it does. Hold on, I gotta wipe my fingers off. Okay. Ooh, all kinds of paint on me. So this does show the metallic. I'm trying to get it to where you can see it. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. I sure hope it is because the light is catching that now. So that's really subtle. So I think what I'm going to do, let me set this aside to dry. I'm going to add more of the gold. I really want that gold to pop. So let's add some more. Let's just really go to town with that gold. And then I'm not going to swirl it too much. And I don't want to really add this into it because it's got a lot of the purple, or the midnight. I guess that's a purple color. But let's see what that does. Let's bring in this other piece of cardstock. Really smush it. Okay, I'm trying to keep my sleeves out of this mess. And I'm gonna drag it too when I pull it out. Okay, I think I can see the gold on here. Can you see that in there? I'm really, really curious. Okay, so let me grab some paper towels. I am going to wipe off all this extra that I have on my squeegee. This is going to be the last of this shaving cream. Let me get all this off. Okay. Then we're going to go up this time. Interesting. That gold just kind of fades away into the background, but that's okay. I think we'll still be able to see it. Let's pull it up. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a shimmer, not a whole lot. I'm really surprised. I wonder what would happen. I could probably totally ruin this, but let's just see if we put some directly on here randomly. This is probably going to be a total fail, but you don't know unless you try, right? Just play around. It's so interesting how that just fades away. Oh well. It's a cool background. I do like those colors together. So you can use re-inkers from your stash, acrylic paints if you have those. So let me set this aside to dry. I'm going to pull the samples that we did in the beginning and I'll make a quick card. All right, so this is one of the original panels that I made, and what I did was after it dried, which did not take long, I took and die cut it out using my die cutting and embossing machine, and I used Gina K Designs Master Layouts too, and I used the large rectangle die to cut out the panel, and then I also used this die called Heart Chain from Gina K Designs, and I'll show you the die is right here, and I ran that through some gold cardstock and got this really nice heart chain. And I always save, I've used this heart chain many times and I always save the little hearts that fall out, but I did reserve the one that's in the center because I'm going to put that onto this panel. Oops, there was one stuck in there. So I want to do that. And then I also, out of the same cardstock, this gold metallic cardstock, I cut out a panel using my paper trimmer, and this panel or I'm sorry, this mat size is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So let's put this together and we'll make a quick card out of this beautiful marbly panel. So what I want to do is I want this, I can put this across. I think I want it to go on an angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some glue. Get rid of that. I'm just going to go ahead and add some glue to the back of this. And I don't need to get it everywhere, but I do want it on the edges and in the centers for sure, like the tips. So you just go around, just take your time. These little fine tip bottles are very helpful when you're wanting to place any kind of liquid adhesive onto a intricate die. So they're not very expensive, and I think I got a 3-pack at my local craft store for just a few dollars. And then I'm just going to lay this, kind of just place it wherever you want it. I'm just going to lay it right across like that. And I'm going to turn it over so I can make sure that glue is adhered. And I'm just going to wipe off the extra glue. I don't need that. And then what I will do is take a pair of scissors and trim off the extra. I like to trim from the back side so I don't feel anxious or worried about messing up the design. It's easier to see from this side too. Okay, and then you have that. And then I'm going to take this little extra heart that was the result of die cutting this, and I'm going to glue it right down into the center. And you can glue the back of the little heart, but when I am trying to fill in a space, I think it's easier for me personally just to put the glue in the space and then drop it in. All right. And then we're going to adhere it to the matte layer. Now, whenever you're doing this kind of technique, you do want to add this type of die, or if you're doing anything that's going to go off the edge and you want to trim it, do it before you adhere it to the matte layer. It'll look nicer. So I'm going to pull in the matte layer, add some glue to the back of this. All right, and then we are just going to eyeball the margins. Make sure there's even margins all the way around and that your panel's somewhat straight, and then hold it down. Okay, and then I do have, I decided instead of a white note card, I'm going to use a navy blue cardstock. This is just a US A2 top folding card. I've already stamped my logo on the back. And then all we have left to do is adhere the mat to the card base. So I always just like to put my glue around the edges, make a little smile face, and again, just eyeball the margins all the way around. And that is a quick card using shaving cream and inks for the panel, for the background, and you can add a sentiment. I'm just going to leave this blank and just use it when I need it. It could be a Valentine's Day card, it could be an anniversary card, it could be a thinking of you card. So when I need this card, I will put the appropriate sentiment on there. But there you go. Such a cool technique. I hope you give it a try. If you're still watching this video, I want to thank you. And I hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can join me every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Let's Make a Card. And if you do like this card, you can visit my website at ascarddesign.com. I have a lot of cards there and stickers, and so you can check that out. Until next time, make it a great day.